Once I'm done with fixing this page, then I can truly focus on the marathon drawing session. I don't know. Just a new adventure to jump into. Really, bless you. Hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm an illustrator working on my medieval comic. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the continuation of a mini-series that I'm dedicating for finishing chapter 3 of my medieval comic. In the last video, if you haven't seen it, I went over the process of revising the pages I have already completed for the chapter. That video ended with establishing that I only had 6 pages to draw in order to finish the entire thing. For today's video, we are continuing. Clyde seems to want to come, but he's being shy now. As a reminder of the progress, here's a brand new progress tracker. Everything in green is done. Don't have to worry about it. And what's white is what I need to draw. So you see that lonesome page 11? It's saying that it's not drawn. Well, I did draw it, but while I was working with my agent over the spring on creating a good pitch for publishers, she had a few suggestions for that specific scene, so I actually added a few panels to that page. So technically it's not complete and I do need to draw those panels. So that's what I'm going to tackle first. I'm a very chronological person for certain things, and it would drive me nuts if I were to tackle this chapter without dealing with that page 11. That's what we're gonna do, at least for today, is work on that page. It is 2:47. I got back from day job and I have some matcha tea. I'm trying to drink matcha without any milk, so just hot water. It's taking some time to get used to that. Since it's been almost a month since I last drew, so I definitely need to clean the drawing desk. Since we are going back into pages I've already drawn, I kind of have to go through the completed pages and find page 11. And there she is. I'm not going to erase what I've already drawn. I'm just going to use this with a light box to guide me on the size of the new panels. We're going to use this more as a reference. I just have to draw 3 panels, and then I realized that I should also add a trunk to Alice's bedroom. So one little detail that I won't make explicit on the story, but it'll be like something to notice, is that the rooms in the castle sort of grow through the story. For example, Alice's bedroom at the beginning is empty, except for the bed. Throughout the story, we actually start seeing more furniture, more personal things. Christos, the castle keeper, we see some of his carvings on her shelf in the bedroom. Just like in real life that our surroundings change with us, that's also what I want these rooms to reflect. I have to make sure that I am putting in those details, and it looks like I forgot to put that trunk. But that's done, so time to draw. What I'm playing in the background for myself is a video called Meditate Like Kratos. This was recommended by somebody who left a comment on a previous vlog. I'll put his name there. So far I haven't listened too much to it, but it's been helpful in staying focused, especially since it's very moody, and this scene in particular is extremely moody. I really want to draw this page today because I have other things I need to do tomorrow for this project. I have a pretty tight deadline for what pages I want to complete this week. It's very helpful to just have music in the background instead of videos. I am trying to work in silence or with just music in the background. The only problem is actually getting there and sitting down and setting everything up so that you are distraction free. That's the problem. I finished this panel, but it's really not complete. I have to still shade a few things and definitely fix his face, but I'm gonna do that digitally because I usually have a rule of I only draw things no more than 3 passes, and I've already erased and redrew his face like 4 times, so I'm going to move on and give it a try digitally. I really like how this body came out because I was concerned that the eye visually wouldn't be able to discern the 3 bodies that are squished into this panel, so yeah, I'm actually really liking this one. You want to step up? Thank you. Yep. I keep reaching for this little eraser, but I forget that I need to refill it. I have all of my refills in my closet, and specifically my eraser refills. It's nice to run out of something because it means you're using it, and if you're using it, that means you're being productive. So I do get a little bit of joy every time I have to refill something. And so this is the last panel I have to draw, just to let you know. So that needs to look like this. Alright, it's 6:30. I finished the page. I feel like I can relax now for the day. Going to work out, shower, have dinner, read, and then bed. It's 9:30, which means it's wind down time. I try to read at least 20 minutes before passing out. For tonight's reading, it is Calenture. I'm gonna put it up here. So this book, I have absolutely no idea what it's really about. I found it at my favorite indie bookstore. The cover looked really interesting, and the back synopsis, it sounded mysterious enough and fantastical enough that I was like, why not? If I ever want to go on a very weird fantasy journey, this might be it. So that's what I'm gonna start reading. I'm barely on page 20. So far it opens with a man who lives in a colorful city in which no one is around. He's the only one, and he's immortal, and he's bored. We just learn what he's been doing for 500 years with his time as an immortal, and it's been very interesting exploring that topic of what do you do when you have all this time and you're also deeply afraid of what's been going on in your city. So he's terrified of leaving this city, but time is still slipping away. That's where we're at. I didn't look too much into this book. I don't know who this author is. The cover looked so cool. What is that cover? When do you ever see any fantasy novels illustrated like that? They got me on the damn book cover. I've only read a few reviews. They rave about how intelligent and deep feeling this book is, so I don't know. Just a new adventure to jump into. Good morning. It's 6:40. Made some Earl Grey tea. It's too early for straight up caffeine. I had a dream I had to do a math midterm, and I had never studied for it, and I had never attended this class. I hate those dreams. It's quite early, which I'm glad I was able to get up for. Instead of continuing to draw the pages that are needed, I'm going to edit the page that I drew yesterday. That white block in my tracker is driving me nuts. Let's close that. So the main reason for this edit was because I had received a few editorial notes from my agent while we were working on a pitch to publishing companies. One of those notes was to push Alice's emotional arc. So what I had done in that revision was to go through the entire script and isolate the scenes where we really get to know Alice's internal thoughts. Editing a script is easy, it's just a bunch of words on your screen, but editing a comic that's already been drawn, well, things are gonna get a little bit more complicated. After all those edits, this is the only early scene that I had actually drawn. So instead of redrawing the whole page, I just needed to focus on those emotional beats and push that feeling visually. So in this case, Alice is feeling extremely unsure that she can truly do this, and she feels terrible because the last memory she has of her brother is when he's being pulled away by soldiers. I think this was really important. I'm really happy with this edit. Those last two panels convey Alice's despair and her isolation, which at the beginning of the story is absolutely consuming her. We're gonna see her develop. Things are going to change. I can't wait to show that to readers. It's 9:30. I told myself I wasn't going to get out of this desk until I finished that page, so I'm glad the page is done. Now I can go eat something. The bird is still asleep. I'm gonna have a tamal from my Tia Anita's house. My mom was given a few, so I get to have one. I'm gonna watch a video and continue. Okay, well, I basically inhaled that tamal, and I can't feel like I can relax and get back to drawing until I fix one more page in this chapter that has been off. Now, I just finished the 11th page And the only other page that's bothering me right now is the 18, which is this one. So what had happened was, because I was editing some of these pages on my iPad, I was using the cloud system in Clip Studio Paint. I'm not using it anymore because I learned my lesson. At that time when I was doing this page, I edited this page, posted it on Patreon, but it never saved. So I do not have all the layers, none of it. I literally only have the final look. And you could say, well, that's fine, if just you won't be able to revise it. But it's not fine because there were things that I still needed to do, like change the font of this. I forgot to add the date. There's some awkward things that I would like to improve. There's still things that I want to be actively doing in this document, but I have lost all of the layers and everything. So I've been avoiding having to get back to dealing with this, and now seems like I should do it, because once I'm done with fixing this page, then I can truly focus on the marathon drawing session of finishing chapter 3. So the lesson here is save your work, and also you don't have to use all of the features that a software offers. I can see how easy it is to use for just illustrations alone, but a comic project has files within files, and that just complicates things if you're moving cross devices. Unless you're extremely organized, which I think I am, so if I can mess up, you probably will. So don't mess around with their cloud systems. Just save things the longer way. If you're asking how am I going to fix that page, I scanned the drawing this morning. I will import the raw drawings back into the file and kind of work my way up again. I finished it. So now we can actually bless you. From this point onward, we're not going to be doing any more digital work. It's going to be sketching and drawing, sketching and drawing. So I don't need this anymore. Editing Jasmine here. I had actually continued to vlog, but I'm gonna save that portion for the next one, just for consistency's sake. So for the next vlog, I want to cover how I do all of the under sketches for the next comic pages that I need to draw. If I were to start showing you the process in this vlog, there wouldn't be as neat continuity. That includes giving you a breakdown of my process of how I do under sketches. I feel like all that, it makes more sense to put it all in one vlog. All you need to be aware of is that in the next scene, it's already nighttime. I did a lot of stuff that you'll see in another vlog. That's all. I just wanted to show that. I'm sure no one cares. The difference in the time of day, I don't know. It's a little sus. I'm just here to give you answers. So let's get back to that vlog, and I hope you stick around for the next one because I am coming out with these pretty quickly. I've only vlogged for 2 days, but it feels like forever, especially since I've done a bunch of different things. So I think I'm gonna end it here. The next vlog, I'll be documenting drawing the under sketches and going over every scene and the angles that I choose and all that. Also, there'll be a few events that I'll be attending that are holiday related, so that'll be a little fun to document in the vlog. So I think that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you can like this video for the algorithm. If you haven't checked out my Patreon, maybe consider checking it out. I have all of the comic pages available to read on there, as well as I update my patrons very closely on what I'm doing. If you want to be as up to date as possible on this project, Patreon is the way to go. Well, tomorrow's a whole new day, which I plan on vlogging for the next video. So for now, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!